Hey guys, welcome back. Today is one of them rainy days, trying to get some stuff done in between the rain. So I'm actually coming out to look and see if any of my carrots came up, and the guys are working on a project. The garden is starting to really produce. I'm excited to be getting some tomatoes in. We've been enjoying cucumbers. Cucumbers seriously are like my favorite thing. Can eat tons and tons of cucumbers from the garden. I replanted some stuff because it wasn't germinating, and I'm not seeing a whole lot, but there's a little bit, so I'll show you. So right here, there's some weeds I gotta come through and get, but right here is some lettuces, a lettuce mix that I planted. It looks like one carrot coming up. While I'm out here, since I was just looking at those carrots, I'm going to show you these beautiful sunflowers that are opening up. This guy's a tall one. This one's a real pretty one. I want to make sure I save seeds from this because it's got so many heads on it. There's even some more coming. There's another one coming. Real quick, now that I've gotten a little bit further away from the bobcat, the guys are drilling holes for our new chicken coop. It's going to be a 12 by 16 coop area where you can walk in and we'll be able to store our grain and extra bedding and things, and then the other, for like half of the building, the other half of the building will be their nesting boxes and their roosting barn. I'm really excited to see this new project getting started. We've got projects everywhere around this place. It is a very busy summer around here, but keeping you up to date on that as they get more done. Now we're gonna go back inside and do something with these zucchinis. Alright, so I just finished washing up that sink full of squashes. I'm gonna try to make a zucchini relish out of them. It'll be a first time trying it, but I have extra, more than I need for breads, and I have a bunch more out in the garage and out in the garden, especially these white ones. We had a lot of these come up, volunteers from last year, and so we'll see if we have enough or if I need to go grab some more. I'm going to set up the thing to shred, make it a little bit easier so I don't have to stand and use my hand shredder. And that's that. We're going to get it going. Bo came in and he helped me get all the squashes cut up and chopped, and I did not turn the camera on for that. We were trying to go fast because little boy was getting done and Bo wanted to get back outside to work on the chicken coop. Yeah, you're talking. Oh yeah. I still have a mess to clean up, but this bowl and that bowl was the white squashes that were like the turban style. This is mine, what we used. It was my grandma's. All we had to do was put this squash in there, push it down, and a little bit would come out. The rest of it was going down into this reservoir, which is fine. Not ideal, but fine. So I got them two containers full of the white, and I decided that it was kind of smells a little bit more pumpkin-y, and I didn't want that for our zucchini relish. So I'm gonna put those into freezer bags, like 2 cups at a time, and use those for breads over the winter, breads and muffins. I also got 2 bowls that have the zucchini and the yellow squashes. So the next thing I'm going to do is measure out how many cups of the zucchini and squash mixture I have so that I can move on with the relish recipe. Alright guys, I'm going to get you back up to speed. I ended up having not enough ingredients, so I stuck the zucchini into the refrigerator and I've now pulled it out. I've already added onion, green pepper, keller peppers, and some banana peppers, and then I put in the salt and covered it with water. So I just strained it and I'll show you what it looks like now. So here's the mixture. It sat for 2 hours and I was draining it off and rinsing it, and it's getting ready to go into a pot. I had to add some notes to the recipe so that I had enough to make like a full cooker. Alright, so I have 8 cups of zucchini and it ends up being about 4 cups of onion, 2.5 cups of green pepper, 2.5 cups of red pepper. I didn't put quite as much onion in my mix. And I'm making 2 batches of this. The first one is going to have the banana pepper, so it's going to have a little bit more heat to it. The first thing I need to do is combine the sugar, spices, and vinegar into my pan and bring it to a simmer. Once it's simmering, then I can add the vegetables in. The recipe calls for cider vinegar, but I don't have a whole bunch of it. So I'm going to use with that, and I'm going to use some of this, which I have a lot of because we actually use this for cleaning. The last thing I got to add to this mixture is the sugar. Alright, so now that I got the vegetables in, it's going to simmer for 10 more minutes. Alright, this is my second batch. It's just getting started. This one has no banana peppers in it. And then this one has the banana peppers in it. And it's already done its 10-minute simmer, and you can tell the color change. It's not as bright anymore. It's a little bit more darker tones. Alright, so what I'm doing is I'm mixing up the liquid and the mix for the relish and dumping it in here, making sure I leave at least a 1/2 inch headspace, which is just making sure you don't fill your jar up too much. And this is actually going to be the last one for this, because I want to keep some of it out. Just get that. And see, I did a little bit too much on this. Alright, this one I have a little bit too much. I'm going to take a little bit out. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So I usually, what I try to aim for is not going much more past this. That's a good rule of thumb. That way you don't fill your jars up too much and you're leaving that 1/2 inch headspace. My paper towel has a little bit of vinegar on it, just wiping the edge so that there's no sticky, because there is sugar in this and it will be sticky. And then I use my little magnet to get my lid and my ring. Just make it finger tight and then stick it in there with the rest of them. I'm using the clear jars for the relish that doesn't have any banana peppers in it. If you like anything with a little bit of kick, adding them banana peppers into this relish was perfect. I just had a little bit, I think maybe a cup for that whole batch, and it ended up being like, I ended up having 8 cups of zucchini. So it's not overpowering, but it is pretty tasty. The clear jars, I'm just going to have plain relish in them. Most of my kids are going to like that one more. I don't want the kids to get mixed up with which jars are hot relish and which ones are just your regular. Alright guys, so I just pulled them out. They're looking great and all popping. I saved some of the hotter one for Bo to try and he was really liking it. I'll be making more of that tomorrow since I have some more already shredded and it's in the fridge ready to go. I just don't have the time to do it this evening, or I would go ahead since it takes that 2 hours sitting in the salt water. I just easier to start fresh in the morning. I hope you enjoyed today's video, seeing the new projects we have going on and the zucchini relish. You have to try it, and like I said, if you like a little bit of a kick to things, add a little bit of banana peppers to your recipe. It's so good. Alright, well, check out the link below. I will have the recipe wrote out for you on my website, and don't forget to subscribe. Talk soon. Bye now.